Aware of members that are here? Yes. Yeah, jolly good, okay. Right, let's push on then. Okay, if I can have authorisation, please, to sign the minutes of the meeting held on the Shareholder Executive Committee on the 21st of January 2026 as a correct record of the proceedings.
So moved.
Thank you. Apologies for absence. Lisa, please.
Councillors Giawan and Timpey.
Thank you. Additional agenda items?
There are none.
Urgent decisions?
There are none.
Okay, thank you. Disclosure of interest and dispensations to receive any disclosures by members or declarable pecuniary interests, other registrable interests, non-registrable interests in matters on the agenda, and the nature of any interest and details of any dispensations obtained. Members are reminded of the need to repeat their declaration immediately prior to the commencement of the item in question. And there are not. Okay. So the first item, agenda item 6, is the performance monitoring report, which I believe Duncan is going to present. Over to you then, Duncan. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Good evening, members and housing company officers. There's actually 3 recommendations within the report for you to consider as a committee this evening, and there's one just to note the report, but I'll come back to the recommendations. And just to highlight some of the key issues within the public report, you'll see within paragraph 5 in February of this year, the company won an award from the local authority building control warranty provider, so LABC, which effectively recognises the quality of the site workmanship and management of the scheme. So primarily it's an award that acknowledges the work of Greymore, which is really, really positive. And off the back of that award, the company are now entering the scheme for a national award as well. So paragraphs 6 to 11 cover the programme, which is on track. Some of the clusters and transfers to places for people are significantly ahead of programme, which I'll come to within the private papers. Paragraphs 12 to 15 cover the cash flow. So peak debt at the moment is forecast to reach around 38 million at the end of this month, start of May. That's being helped by the early transfer of units from places for people, which is helping to offset any delay to disposals we might see on open market sales in the short term. So there's been an internal audit completed on the housing company governance, and that will be going to the audit committee this June. We've been working to progress closing some of those recommendations as far as we can ahead of that report being considered by committee, and the report in front of you this evening addresses 2 of those recommendations, which again we'll come on to in the confidential papers. Just to note, the key performance indicators are all currently green, so that's an improvement from the last report. But just to note, they are backward looking at the point of reporting, not flagging any issues at the moment in relation to disposal of those open market unit sales. And as with the previous meeting, we've got officer representatives with us here this evening from the housing company. So between us, we can try and answer any questions members might have on the public section of the report before we move into private business to discuss the confidential papers, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Duncan. Are there any questions from members at this stage, please?
I just want to congratulate Greymore, if we could pass on our congratulations. Amazing, and good luck with the national award. Do you think it will help house sales? I don't know. But congratulations to them.
Thank you. Okay, Chair. Yeah, thank you, Councillor. Well, let's hope so. We'll talk in detail about sales, I'm sure, as the night progresses. But yeah, very pleased. Greymore are providing a brilliant construction service for us, and fingers crossed for the national award.
Right, so what do you want us to acknowledge at this stage? Are we going to resolve that the arrangements contained in Appendix A be considered and agreed? Item 2, skills and knowledge of non-executive directors contained within the exempt appendix, which we will need to get to, presumably.
Chairman, to go into confidential session to look at the recommendations.
Okay, right, okay. So are we ready to go into confidential session at this stage? Yeah. Okay, that's where we're going. Hold on to your horses. Okay, so agenda item 6, a proposer and a seconder, and we vote. Thank you. Second on that. Thank you, Catherine. And those in favour? And that's unanimous. Thank you very much indeed. What is it? 13, I thought it was, yes. I did, yes, I did mark it. Okay, agenda item 7. This is the shareholder reserve matters, proposed amendments to articles, which I think was covered on previously. Duncan, are you talking us through this, please?
Yes, Chair, thank you. So members will recall at Cabinet last July, a paper was brought forward to recommend the formation of this Shareholder Executive Committee, which was obviously approved. That report also indicated that the company articles should be reviewed as part of that process and potentially updated. So the SEC is now operating well. Tonight is the third meeting. I think the transparency and the governance has improved significantly, as has the relationship with the company, which is all really positive. The various agreements have all been reviewed, and there is a table on page 15 within the report that highlights how the council has the various controls and cover that it needs as 100% shareholder and lender, and also Appendix C, which is from page 65 of the report, also demonstrates how the council has the protections it needs in place already across the various suite of legal documents and agreements we have. So we've got the Articles of Association for the company, we have a shareholder agreement, you'll all be aware of the development finance agreement as well. So all of those have been reviewed, and the officer recommendation before you this evening is that there are no further amendments required at this point in time, Chair. So I'm happy to leave that one there and take any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Duncan. Are there any questions? Catherine?
I was going to propose we accept the item.
Sounds an excellent idea.
Happy to second it, because I think we've now developed a really much better working relationship, and we feel as though we're working together, and that's a real positive aspect. Thank you.
I totally agree with that. I think there's a lot of clarity here now, and that we can identify exactly the roles and how we protect the position of the council, which obviously is our ultimate responsibility. So I think this is an excellent piece of work, and it's 3 meetings on now, so we've come an awful long way in bringing this sort of working relationship in a very technical sort of area, if you like, which is not always straightforward for councillors or members. But I think that given the work that's been done by officers and yourself, Neil, I think this is a great way forward. So we have it moved and second, and those in favour, and that's unanimous, and thank you very much indeed. There's another item here, Jason? The work programme. Which I suppose basically is moving us forward from this evening's meeting, which contains a lot of updated information and awareness in readiness for our performance monitoring report in July. And perhaps by July there will be some real progress, I'm sure, Neil, there will be progress. We're a few months down the line then, and I think the optimism that we're sharing will, we've got to be positive about all of this in no other way. So is there any other comments with regard to the work programme, or taken as it's been identified? One could always return to that if there was an issue to do so, I'm sure. Okay, so if we... Sorry, yes, please.
Can I ask, the work programme, is it agreed between us, or how do we arrive at it?
I think the work programme would have been put together with yourself, Neil, in some way to identify the progress at meaningful dates that you felt were appropriate.
I'm happy to be involved with it, Chair. I think what's led it so far is obvious discussion points, and when you felt as a collective that you needed an update on particular things, but more than happy to be involved with setting it.
I think that's really what we were looking at, so making sure that it's not just set on these dates, that if there was any need to intervene beforehand or there was something there, that we would come to you and put that together. So that's fine. So if we can just move that, second, unanimous, thank you. We forget about item 9. And we've got agenda item 10. We did that, that was a confidential item. So does that mean we're finished? Goodness gracious. 1906. Well, thank you very much for everyone attending this evening, those online and officers of the housing company that joined us this evening. And it's a nice sunny evening, so I'm sure a nice little drive home for those that have got to go any distance. So meeting concluded. Thank you very much.